Guys, Tyler Bremer here again. Today I want to teach you guys about application of quadratic equations. So when you think of quadratic equations, in real life it's used mostly for, like in physics, how a ball went, or just things like that. So the basic form of a quadratic equation is written out as f of x, so the function of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. All right, so to do this. Okay, so that's just basically how it's written out. And the A, B's, and C's will come into effect later. I'll get to that in just a second. So if you have an equation, say x squared plus 3x minus 28, okay, and you equal that to 0. That's the function of x is equal to 0. What you have here, compare the two. Like A would be right before x, B would be the 3, and C would be the negative 28 there. Or A, because it's just x squared, it's 1, because 1 times x squared is x squared. So A equals 1, B equals 3, and C equals negative 28. Okay, so next thing we're going to talk about is the quadratic formula. So this is how you find x um, with quadratic equation here. Okay, so it's written out as negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all over 2 times a. And this would be equal to x. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So in applying our things or numbers that we have here, we can write x equals negative 3 plus or minus square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 28. Okay? And that will be all be over 2 times 1. Okay? So if we simplify that, we can work on the top part here. So x equals negative 3 plus or minus square root of 3 squared is 9. Okay, minus 4 times 1. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. But negative 4 times negative 28 comes out to 112. Okay, all over 2 times 1, which is 2. Okay, and so take the 9 minus the 112. Oh, sorry, plus. Break myself there. So negative 4 times negative 28 is a plus. Okay, the two negatives cancel each other out and do a positive. So 9 plus 112. So you'll get x equals negative 3 plus or minus, and the square root of 121, which is 112 plus 9, will equal 11. So you can do negative 3 plus or minus 11 all over 2. Okay, here's the steps of kind of how I got there. So you see that that's the original equation. All the things are plugged in with the numbers here, and then you solve that out, and you get the 9 and 112 in the middle right there, and then that's the end function right there, or the end solution. So continuing on from that, since there's a plus or minus, we can work it out and find the what x actually is. So x equals negative 3 plus 11 over 2. The other one will be x equals negative 3 minus 11 over 2. So in doing that, negative 3 plus 11 equals 8 over 2 equals 4. Okay? 8 divided by 2 is 4. Then doing the next one, -3 minus 11 equals -14 over 2. -14 divided by 2 equals -7. So then our solutions here are x equals 4 and 7. Okay, there we go. So plugged it in right there, and then got the solutions here. Okay, so real quick, we'll do another equation. It's a little set up a little differently. So let's go 3x squared minus x equals 14. And so our goal with this is we want to try to get the 0 on one side and everything else on the other side. So you want to subtract the 14 from both sides. Okay. Then you'll get 3x squared minus x equal minus 14 equals 0. So right down here. Okay. So after you go with that, you figure out what your A, B, and C are. So in that one, A equals 3, B equals -1, and C equals -14. Okay. And that's done again by just looking at the front first part. So A, B, C is A, B, C. So then we'll do the quadratic equation. The x equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So I'll plug it in here real quick. So you'll get x equals 1 plus or minus the square root of -1 squared minus 4 times 3 times -14 all over 2 times 3. So I got set up right there. Oh, there we go. Quadratic equation. Okay. So then you'll go through all of it and simplify it. So x equals 1 plus or minus the square root of 1. -1 squared is 1. And then -4 times 3 is 12. So -12 times -14 ends up being 168, positive 168, because remember the double negative. Okay. And 2 times 3 is 6, so it's all over 6. Okay. Let's see. Right there. Okay. Then after that, you simplify it. You do x equals 1 plus or minus the square root of 169, because 1 plus 168 is 169, or 6. And the square root of 169 ends up to be 13. So we'll plug that in. X equals 1 plus or minus 13 all over 6. Okay. So that's where I'm at right there. Okay. So that's it solved from here. And then this one right here is the added together from up there. Then we get the square root of 13 right there. Okay. So then, like the other part of the video, we do x equals 1 plus 13 over 6, and x equals 1 minus 13 over 6. Okay, so with this one, with 1 plus 13, you'll get 14 over 6, which is equal to, I just have to half it for this one. Ends up being 7 over 3. And then 1 minus 13 is -12 over 6. -12 divided by 6 is 2. So you'll get 2. So that's what I did down there. So the plus at the top, minus at the bottom, and then just simplify. 14 divided by 6 ends up being 7 over 3, or like 2.333. So your solutions for that is x equals 2 and 7 over 3. So hope you guys learned something, and see you in the next one.